In case anyone was wondering, we do still eat eggs every single day. Good morning from Sao Miguel. We are on a small island off the coast of Portugal, basically in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Right now we're returning our rental car so we can actually head to another island.
That next island is Madeira, but on the way there we want to give you some tips and tricks that we learned while we were here on the island of Sao Miguel.
Starting with this rental car.
Thank you. Our first tip is to rent a car. This is a very small island, but there's a lot to see. There's a bus service here, but we've heard it's not very reliable, and there's a taxi service also. But if there's more than one person in your party, renting a car is the way to go. We only spent $112 for the 8 days that we were here and €40 in gas. It is so worth it. Some rental car garages are right here at the airport, but if it's not, ours came with a free shuttle to and from the office where we rented it. As far as driving goes on the island, it's really not too bad. There's some narrow roads, sharp corners, and the locals like to cut those corners. Look at this hill. Other than that, you'll do just fine.
Some people worry about how steep the roads are and needing a bigger vehicle to make it up those. Don't worry about it. Even the locals drive small cars. You will not have an issue.
I actually really liked our small car. It made driving here just a little bit easier.
Ponta Delgada might just be the first airport I've ever seen with a free relaxing zone. Most other airports, you have to pay for that. We think the weather is totally worth mentioning. Of the 8 days we were here, we had a single nice, beautiful day. That happened to be the day we went hiking, and I think it's my favorite hike to date. Besides that, you will definitely have some type of rain during your trip. There was intermittent fog, cloud cover, haziness, the entire time. This island gets over 200 days of rainfall every single year, which makes it very green and lush and gorgeous, but just be prepared that you may not get the weather you were hoping for when you come here.
So if you're expecting a tropical island like I was, don't. But that doesn't take away from any of the beauty on the island or our enjoyment that we had here.
This place is so worth a visit, and I would recommend it to anybody. This one's not necessarily a tip, but more of an observation. During our 1 week here, we were stopped 3 different times because of cows crossing the road. They are all across the island. You cannot come here and not see a herd of cows at least a dozen times. I loved every single second.
Happiest cows in the world.
Obrigada.
I know we talked about the weather being crappy sometimes, but what a beautiful day.
This is truly the clearest I've seen it. Not a cloud in the sky. The day we're leaving. The moment we're leaving. It's just how it goes sometimes.
Pedimos que aperte o cinto de segurança e endireite as costas da cadeira, recolha uma mesa e abra a cortina da janela.
We are back in Lisbon, but only for an hour and a half. This is where our layover is. We actually couldn't find any direct flights between those two islands. It's time to find some lunch. Somehow I missed this last time, but Lisbon has the nicest food court in any airport I've been to.
The food on the island is great. You can find all your typical Portuguese dishes, really good seafood. We stopped at a buffet for €8. All you can eat seafood buffet with chicken wings and all kinds of stuff. It was awesome. But there's also a couple of foods that the island is known for. There's a certain pepper that only grows in the Azores, and they make this salty pepper sauce to put on their cheese. Our host made it for us and greeted us at the door when we got there with homemade fresh farm cheese and this pepper sauce. It was great.
Another tip we would like to give is going to a hot spring. They're all across the island. The most expensive we saw is about €10 per person. Obviously, we did not go to that one. We chose the €6 per person one. There was at least 5 different pools to choose from. They all had different depths. There was one cold one at 28 degrees Celsius, and the rest were constant 39 degrees Celsius. We had a great time. We enjoyed it, and it is something you can do regardless of what the weather's looking like.
That was the weirdest landing and offboarding I've ever been on. I think we circled the island like 3 times before we actually landed. And then we got on a bus and they took us about 10 meters.
Maybe.
Maybe, literally 10 meters. That is not an exaggeration.
Did you explain why we couldn't land though?
I don't know why we couldn't.
They couldn't see. There were the mist and fog. They literally could not make a safe landing because they couldn't see. So by the time we actually went for it, I was nervous. It was all good though.
I don't look out the window anymore.
We don't actually have a car rental right now, so we're gonna see if we can take a bus or taxi to our Airbnb. Welcome to Madeira, which means we've officially left Sao Miguel behind. Even though we didn't see or do every single thing Sao Miguel offers, we really did enjoy driving around. Try to visit as many of the small towns as you can and drive down every narrow street. Even in the rain, the place was beyond beautiful. It feels very untouched, and it's unlike anywhere else I've ever been. And I hope I get to go back someday.
It's raining sideways. There's no Uber on this island, just like Sao Miguel, but there's an Aero bus, so that'll take you from the airport into the city, and for €8 round trip, you're good to go. It comes every 30 minutes. You can get your ticket from the bus driver. You don't have to buy it in advance. Tickets, round trip.
Go and back.
Wow.
Well, that was easy.
It was easy.
So simple and easy.
Just some more info. You need cash and you also need to know your stop. I didn't know our stop. I kind of held up the line a little bit, but we were the first stop and we're here.
First impressions, this place is Saranda on steroids. We were a little worried that it'd be even less populated than the last island. That's not the case. I don't know what I read, but there's plenty of people here and obviously a lot of stores and everything that we would need.
I don't know how we landed with rain going sideways and then drove for 15 minutes. And it's beautiful, but it seems to be how the weather goes on these islands.
I book places based on reviews and very rarely look at pictures. So this is like, oh, surprise.
One last funny thing that we just noticed about this place, this is where the washer is.
What should we name it?
Dirty.
Dirty? Not dirty.
Dirty.
What name comes to mind? For some reason, Jasper. I'm gonna call him Jasper.
Dirty.
Goodbye. Truffle oil in the cupboard.
Unopened.
Unopened. Can't believe it. It's so good.